What's good, everyone? My name is Salih Fisher, also known as Susrux, and welcome to the first episode of the Salih Fisher Show. If you guys haven't already done so, make sure to go and give the video a like, as well as share the video with all your friends and fam, as well as checking out some of my other past videos on my main channel, Susrux. All will be available inside the description box below. Now, you might be asking yourself, Saz, why did you make yourself a completely different channel if you already have a main channel as well as a gaming channel? You have too many channels. Like that's usually like always the thing that I'm always getting. Um, the real answer to this is pretty simple. So I'm 31 now. Everything is pretty indifferent of how like I came up like with the YouTube game and everything like back in the day, like when I first started. Because when I first started on YouTube officially, I was still a sophomore in high school, getting out of high school and then getting into young adulthood, and now we're into grown manhood now. So same stuff that worked back then with the formula doesn't work now, especially like with all the new rules, all the different algorithmic changes and all that, as well as the different types of videos that I've made like over the years. Some funny, some generally stupid, some boring, some generally informative. There is a lot of different forms of content that I've done in the past. So right now I'm trying to get on to something that I never thought I really would actually do, which is getting on to much more professional based content. And much more professional based content is pretty much just doing stuff like this: vlogs, vlog central, podcasting, solo casting, interviews, that type of stuff. Literally just going over stuff that's just happening both in my life as well as the world and giving my take on it, as well as reacting to things. Because all that fun stuff, I can still do it, but I just don't have the equipment to do it because most of my old gaming equipment is either destroyed or been sold or it's been lost or just burnt out. So as I'm waiting on getting new gaming equipment so we can go on revamp and redo all of our gaming videos in a much more professional sense, we're just going to be running with this for a while. And even afterwards, we're still going to be running with this. We're just going to be just doing a little bit of both and just adding it onto the weekly schedule. But now that that's out the way, let's get to the main meat of this videos, which would be what exactly is the Salih Fisher Show. So, the Sallie Fisher Show is primarily a news based show in which I get to go on to different videos or I go and just speak my mind on different topics that I'm actually comfortable with speaking about. Even some of the more uncomfortable conversations that a lot of people will usually shy away from, I'm going to be that person. And one of those few percentages of people that actually says, hey, I don't care, let's talk about it, and actually go through with speaking about those uncomfortable conversations in the way that it needs to be, or also just coming up with different perspectives that other people don't usually seemingly try to go with instead of just always going on the bandwagon with something. So, with this is primarily just going to be very much active overall. It's going to be very active, or at least it's supposed to be very active. So I can continue to go and keep motivating myself as well as making sure that you guys are also given like a significant amount of content on what's happening around your local neighborhoods, especially around Delaware and the East Coast in general, as well as the rest of the world, and how it's affecting us in some way, shape, or form, and just with my own personal thoughts on it. If you guys agree, disagree, or feel neutral about it or whatever, then just let me know inside the comment section. Or sometimes we can even go and do like a little segment to where we can actually just go and let you guys in, like either Discord, Zoom, or whatever, and well, as soon as I figure out how to integrate that into this, and then we just go and talk about it. We could just go and have a genuine debate about it. The argument isn't really what I'm trying to aim for, but mostly just a debate and a real significant conversation if it really needs to be. That way, I can go and be much more open to different conversations, different perspectives, and all that, as well as yourself. And everyone can go and learn something, regardless if they perceive any one of our perspectives as good, bad, or whatever. So, besides that, this is also to ensure that I can protect my main channel. So many people don't really seem to understand that back in the day, like when we first started with YouTube, like back in like 2014, 2015, and all that, YouTube was still a thing. Like it's still always been like a thing for like a while, but like the limit of what we could actually achieve still wasn't well, it wasn't foreseeable. So even like right now, like we're literally hitting feats that we never thought possible back then. That's just like commonplace now. So I didn't like really understand like the full extent of what I could and what I could not do. I just had like a general idea, and I just kind of just ran with that and just kept going forward from there with just whatever ideas that I could possibly think of. Like I had whole notebooks of like different ideas, whole little business plans, marketing plans, and all that stuff about what I really wanted to try to do, and even try to experiment with some of this stuff too. Like the whole tournament stuff, like with Sazeraini Gaming, that was great. I made that on my own and everything, and then I tried to like reshape that with some of the stuff that I saw from ESPN and everything, how they were doing their stuff. But then I saw that it wouldn't work that way because their stuff is significantly more fast paced, because it's more so like physical sports. So gaming is significantly different. It's all hands on type of stuff, and this was before esports was actually a thing at the time. It was more so just like a taboo topic. Esports really didn't even really have actually, it wasn't even really called esports back then. I think it was just called electronic championship gaming or something like along those lines. It became like esports, I think, like around like 2015, 2016, like officially, but it really didn't have like a significant name or even like a category back then. But now everything's different. Also, speaking about that, I'm going to be talking more about that later on. We actually have something that we are trying to create with that as well, or more or less that we're trying to bring back. But it gave me the motivation to go and just start on doing other stuff, because the other thing was that if I couldn't go and do gaming videos and consistently keep trying to monetize myself to go and get those videos out, because of all the little regulations and the algorithm constantly flagging you down, depending on if you had different videos up that didn't really go up to par with the requirements, then I need to do something indifferent. And that indifference on a plan back then, back in 2014, 2015, was actually doing this, what we're doing right now. It's just I was too rebellious at the time and too prideful to actually just stop doing gaming stuff as a whole, because I thought that I could just keep doing gaming stuff forever, no matter what age. But, life happens. Life hits you hard. Well, hits you harder than whatever you could possibly fathom. And, it stops you from being able to go and do the things that you possibly really like to do and that you're really great at doing, unless you have the proper funding to go and keep funding that specific lifestyle. And at the time, I did not. Right now, I do. However, other priorities and requirements and responsibilities is preventing me from fully just enjoying that. So we're just going to just do something indifferent. And this indifference is just speaking to you guys, because it doesn't really feel like I really talk to you guys about anything really significant or anything like really relevant or anything that could potentially help you guys in some of my past videos. It's mostly just me playing around and, joking, trolling, cussing people out, having them cuss me out, and then just, recording the reactions and just having a good old laugh and getting you guys to go and laugh. And that's content. But with these videos, no, I would like more so of a conversation. I would like conversation starters, debates, significant topics of interest that actually gets people motivated to actually speak their mind and also just speak their perspectives, regardless if we perceive it as good, bad, or whatever. As long as it's like not racist or crazy or anything like that, like illogically crazy. But if it's like just something just generally just okay, I have this opinion, you got that opinion, why you feel that way, and let me explain why I feel that way, and then let's just go and agree to disagree, and let's just move on type of thing. That's okay, because everyone can still see this, everyone can still view this, everyone can still learn from these types of talks, especially with the uncomfortable conversations and rants and all that stuff too. And it could potentially help people in their everyday lives, because you never know who's suffering out here and what type of information that they actually need to go and keep moving forward. So I want to be that little help. Also, it's more so as a bonus, an archive for any future family that I actually do create, because I don't have anyone right now. I'm single, and even though I was supposed to be married, it didn't necessarily work out in the way I needed it to. So I don't have any kids or anything, but I do have 2 dogs. So whenever I do have my kids one day with somebody, I would like to actually go and look back at some of these videos as like a journal, a library, or like a video archive of sorts, so they could just go back and just see like how I started and what I transformed into, and then how I evolved even further from there, and then utilize my videos in some way, shape, or form as a way to go and help themselves throughout their everyday lives, and that would like really help out a lot. But besides all the like little sentimental stuff about why I actually made this specific channel and all that, we also wanted to create something that will actually stick, something that I can monetize, something that I can actually go and get actual incentive from, like actual money from, and I can also make sure that I'm helping out my tribe at the same time, as well as the whole archiving thing for the future children and grandchildren and stuff. But I digress. We also wanted to make sure that we got things done before new projects go and come up. So it's been a lot of things to where I keep posting videos about these projects and stuff, but I don't necessarily show them. So now we're literally in one of the projects. And I've also made a trailer about some of the projects as well, like a little teaser trailer on my TikTok, as well as posting it on my Instagram too, so that people on there can also see it and just hop on and then potentially go and come over here. My overall goal with the Salih Fisher Show, besides what I've already said, is to get all of my communities together, like on each of the different platforms that I have, and just have them like as a central hub to where they could go from that channel. We have our little talks or debates or disagreements, agreements or whatever, and then they could branch off to the Sazerax channel, or they can branch off to the Sazerax gaming channel, or they can branch off to the Thumbs Up Union channel for the podcasting and everything. Well, whenever I remake that, but it's just a variety of different possibilities with different channels and stuff. I'm basically just trying to go and correlate and connect everything together to where it's all in one central hub, kind of like a mall in a sense, like a really big digital strip mall of sorts, but just for information and entertainment and fun. So, nothing really too special. But besides that, I really would like to go and get your thoughts on everything that I've been talking about so far to, understand what you guys may like and what you guys may not like and all that, so that I can take into consideration into the future, because I'm going to be doing a variety of different topics, both interesting and questionable to some people, as well as also pretty astounding as well as pretty boring for some people. It just depends on whatever your perspective is and whatever your slice of life is. Because I'm not like really opposed to not doing news stories about just anything, but I would like to actually go and just start doing this like on a regular basis, so I can actually start getting more into the professional sense for both business as well as news media. So we can finally have something that'll actually stick and something that'll actually help people out here. Anyway, though, things are going to be better. Things will definitely go and get better soon. I would also like to go and start making more live streams, which will probably be happening on here a lot. I just have to go and figure out what the segments are going to be. So that'll probably be in the next episode or two. The segments is pretty much going to be something to where it can organize some of the various topics that I would like to talk about without actually mixing up or messing up different things, so that you guys understand, like, okay, this is the segment section. This specific day will be mostly dedicated to this category topics, these specific topics here. So it could be business day, it could be a relationship day, it could be a motivational day, life advice day, just something. Like, we're just going to make a live stream dedicated to that with topics specifically centered around it, as well as news stories, and then just giving our take and everything. So, it's just going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. I'm really looking forward to a lot of this stuff happening, and I would really like to go and get your thoughts on anything that you guys think that I could make the channel better. Even if it's just a thumbnail, even if it's my ashy skin. I really don't care. It's happening. I'm not going to be going backwards. We're just going to go and keep moving forward regardless of how difficult things may be. So, yeah. It's going to be good. More to come in 2025, so go and stay tuned for that as well. And I'll talk to you guys later in the next video. See you.